like still not put together, I suppose. The kids dropped off to school. I had a heck of a morning. I've already stubbed my toe and it was like bleeding, so that was awkward. And then halfway to school, dropping my kid off, I realized, oh my goodness, I'm out of gas. And guess what? Left my wallet at the house. So I had to scramble through my car to look for like change. Thank God I came up with $1.70 in change. So for those of you who throw your change out, don't do that. But also I guess I could just not forget my wallet. But anyway, point being, I had enough change to go in and tell the people inside, you know what, I understand how ridiculous this is, me coming to you with less than the cost of like an actual gallon of gas, because I think gas is like maybe $1.88 or something like that. But listen, I just need to put this in my tank so I can get home, get my debit card, come back, and actually fill up my tank. You know, mama always said, don't go below half, blah, blah, blah. You riding on E, all them things she used to say. And you know, I just didn't listen. So I was in an interesting predicament this morning, but praise the Lord, I got home, got my gas, and I was like, you know what, at the end of the day, it's time to make sure that the rest of the day, as much as, you know, can go right. So I went, after the gas station, I went to Publix because I said, I need to get dinner started. You know why? Because I'm tired, guys. Like, I'm so tired. You know, and it's just day-to-day stuff, but moms, we deal with a lot. We're getting the kid together, maintaining a clean home, maintaining finances in the house. If you work, oh my goodness, throw that in there too. And we just have so many things, you know. The hubby help out, you know what I'm saying, but you know, we're women, so we like things done a certain way. So for me, I have to go back to like what my mama did, my mama's mama did, and my mama's mama did, you know, all the way back. And we're gonna go ahead and prep a meal that will carry us through a few days this week. The weather is kind of getting into that fall feel, so it'll be kind of perfect just to have something that, sorry, my face might have gone weird, my battery did something weird, but you know, just to have something warm to fill on your belly, but it'll also taste delicious. So last night, I soaked me, or myself, we're gonna excuse grammar this morning, some pinto beans. Now this says ham beans, but I'm not really into the little packet of seasoning, the mystery seasoning situation, not really into that too much. But I did soak my beans, and my hands have already been washed before the start of this video, so always make sure you're clean, please, or I won't be eating from you. So at any rate, some people don't soak their beans. I feel the need to soak my beans to rehydrate them. Obviously, you're gonna rinse them, you're gonna sort them. You don't want rocks in your beans. You don't want like the disheveled, weird looking beans in there. So you open up your bag, you rinse them, sort them, and then you're filling up. Some people say a certain amount of water. I mean, do the beans really count them? No, I just fill the pot up halfway with water and then soak my beans overnight. That way, this morning, who knew it was gonna go so crazy? God must have just let me have that feeling, or maybe I'm just always unprepared on Mondays, one of the two. My beans are already soaked, so you can't really see them, kind of, sort of. Okay, so I'm just gonna go over to my sink. I'm gonna shred them and then, shred them, shredding beans. I don't even know what that means. What was I trying to say? Strain them. Strain them. I'm gonna go strain them and rinse them, look through them again, and then I'll be right back. So some of the weird looking beans survived. You can kind of see those. I don't know. It's like a strange looking bean. We don't want that in there. So that's why you sort them again, just in case you missed anything. But now we have a whole entire sorted thing of beans that have been rehydrated from soaking overnight. So some people will cook them on the stove. Here's my thing. Then I gotta mess with checking to make sure the temperature is neither too high nor too low. Okay, moms, we're busy, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that crock pot over there. So, and you probably can't even see it, but there is a crock pot over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to season it with my ham hocks. Now I understand, okay, let me see, I'm with the Publix. somewhere on there. Or maybe you can't, whatever, who cares? Oh, there it is. Anyway, I understand how fatty pork is. I understand that, like, all the salt content, I get it. But right now, I need a good seasoned pot of beans, and this is what my mama did, Nana did, all them, and I survived, so we're gonna go ahead and go with this. I wouldn't recommend eating it every day, you know, like months and, you know, whatever, because you know how, you know, well, we're not gonna get into all that, but I'm weird. You probably don't. I don't know if you're supposed to rinse a ham hock. I don't know. I do, just because the way I was raised, you just rinse off everything. You don't know the last thing it touched, whatever. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse these off, and then I'm gonna start throwing my stuff in the pot, and I'll be right back. So now my beans are in the crock pot. I've rinsed off my ham hocks, and I've cut up an onion because we need some kind of flavor going on in there. So here's the thing. My husband doesn't like onions. He likes the flavor, but he doesn't actually like the crunch or something of the onion, which I think is a moot point because once it cooks down, it's not going to crunch, but whatever. So on behalf of my husband, I just cut it into halves. That way they can easily be separated out of the finished product. And then I grabbed some cayenne pepper to add a little to the bean. And then I went in a different direction because usually I would probably use like Lowry's seasoning salt. But again, we're doing the ham hock, so I'm not trying to like overpower it. So I went with a total seasoning blend. This is the Publix brand. I don't know what it would be. Not a Publix brand. I don't know what it would be called. But this is what I'm using. So I'm probably going to do like maybe a teaspoon, maybe. I'll probably do, I don't never really measure things, y'all. I really just kind of sprinkle them in there according to how I feel. But if I had to guess, I'd probably say about at least a teaspoon and a half to kind of get started. And maybe, I mean, the directions say 1/4 of a teaspoon is the serving size. I'm probably gonna go with like 3 teaspoons of this because that was like a whole bag of beans, okay? And again, we don't want to overpower it because we already got the salt content from the ham hock. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that, and guess what, y'all? I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so now the the ingredients are all put in. So basically, you're right, you didn't put any water in the pot, and that's because when I'm using a crock pot, I like to put the heavy ingredients first before I add the water so that I can kind of gauge my seasoning from there. That's what I do. If you do it differently, knock yourself out. But basically, the ingredients I used was 1 bag of Pintos, pre-soaked overnight, pre-sorted. And then I use 1 onion, which, like I said, I cut in half. Well, obviously I peeled it and cut it in half. Looking at my crock pot, I determined that I bought 2 ham hocks, but I only needed 1. So I threw that in there. And then I actually added 3 teaspoons of the total seasoning blend. And I think I actually ended up doing 2 of the cayenne pepper just based on the amount of water that I put in there. Once I did that, I just put enough water to cover the beans and the ham hock. And now I'm gonna cook it on low for the next like 7 to 8 hours. Pretty much, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna cook it till it's dinner time because it's in a crock pot, so it's a controlled temperature versus having to adjust it and possibly undercooking or burning the beans. And burnt beans don't smell good in the house. So anyway, that's all under control over there, and I mean, I'll show you a picture, I guess, of what it looks like before, and then later on, maybe I'll show you a picture of what it looks like after. Okay, so this is Dee Dee signing off. Let me know what recipes you like. Maybe videotape it and show me, and we'll put it up on the website. Thanks.